Everybody, I definitely have to echo the sentiments as communicated by Speaker Kotek. This has definitely been one of the most historic housing efforts in a legislative session that we have seen in the last 23 years of our existence. And as I stand here today, I think about the thousands of tenants we've served at CAT, the desperate calls from the senior who has to put off a life-saving surgery because of a rent increase she can't afford, from the single mother suffering from mold exposure that's left her and her child drowning in medical costs from repetitive respiratory infections, the family who just received a no-cause eviction, and the shakiness in their voices as they admit to themselves that they may have to live in their car because they won't be able to find a new place to live that's at the same price that they had. Or the Black and Hispanic women exasperated about a neighbor or landlord breathing down their necks with notice after notice after notice for inspections, for fabricated violations, and how they beg for some sort of resources they can access. Surely there has to be some law or some letter that they can write to assert their rights to safe housing and quiet enjoyment. I long for their relief, and I long for their stories to have a different ending. And then I think about this 2019 legislative session, and I'm heartened. I'm heartened because this year we've made historic strides in making a dent in this housing crisis. I'm heartened because the bills we've passed this year reflect a leadership that has been willing to hear from renters, who've demanded access to know their rights, demanded our cities and counties to have the political will to make steps toward building more housing, and to be able to have real answers when asked about how our housing market looks in certain regions and for different types of housing, instead of the traditional expensive single-family home or condominium or luxury apartments that squeeze as many units into one lot as possible. I'm heartened because I know that the bills the governor is about to sign today reflect the values we possess as a state, that housing is a fundamental contributor to the health of our economy, to the health of individual Oregonians' lives, and the foundation on which we will stand as our housing market starts to balance out just a little bit better. So I'm proud to be able to say today that our leadership expanded the charge of our state agencies to help renters and landlords better understand the law. I'm proud to be able to say that we've made it easier for developers to begin building all types of housing, having the potential of ending exclusionary practices that have long been used as tools for racial and class discrimination. I'm proud to be able to say we've realized the significance of understanding our regional housing markets and develop plans to address them. And I'm proud to say that we have made historic investments in affordable housing development, preservation, rental assistance, and so much more with our state housing agency's budget. Now, like Speaker Kotek said, make no mistake, the work is not finished, and the bills signed today signify a step in the right direction. But listen to the last part of that sentence, steps in the right direction. I have no doubts that within several months, several years from now, and down the road, we will witness a stronger housing market that is inclusive, that is making strides toward more equitable outcomes, and is reflective of the Oregon values we hold so dear in our hearts. A community that cares for each other, that recognizes the significance of housing stability, and that decides to take action instead of sitting idly by. Thank you.